Hey everybody, welcome to this lesson where we're going to talk about commands and parameters, what they are and how to use them. This is pretty simple, it just takes a little bit of practice, and you've already seen commands used, and hopefully you've used some commands yourselves. So let's get started. Commands begin with a slash or a forward slash, like imagine, and then commands start at the very beginning of a new Discord message. That's a message that you put in the chat bar. And Midjourney and other Discord bots like Insight Face Swap also use them. And typing slash into Discord will bring up all commands for all the bots on your server. If you've watched the Insight Face Swap video, you've already seen that in action. Commands versus parameters. Parameters go at the end of your prompt. Parameters are marked by two short dashes like --S750. You can also use M dashes like S750. If you have an iPhone, I think it auto converts two short dashes to an M dash. That's fine. You can use that as well. Parameters affect the composition of your prompt, and they can change things like the aspect ratio, the style, and more. And these are specific to Midjourney. Other Discord text-to-image bots like Wombo Dream will use different syntax for their parameters. I think some of them, they just have one dash. Some might have asterisks. I don't know which ones they use, but these types of parameters are specific to Midjourney. So parameters go at the end of your prompt. If you see these prompts here, the prompt part is just Calico Cat. It's just one token, or you could argue two, but I'm just going to say it's one. And then we've got --AR space 4:3. So what this is the aspect ratio. And aspect ratios are always written in terms of width, height. So 1:1 is a square aspect ratio. 4:3, that means for every 4 inches of width, there's 3 inches of height, or for every 4 centimeters of width, there's 3 centimeters of height, or for this, because this is a digital image, for every 4 pixels of width, there's 3 pixels of height. So that's what it means. And then --S0, the S means the seed, or no, excuse me, no, I misspoke. S is for stylization. And then the seed, --seed, S-E-E-D, this is the seed. So we're using, in both of these images, we're using the seed 3294. And you can use essentially any random number as a seed. When you set the seed, that means you're going to get basically the same image. If you use the same prompt and the same seed, you're going to get the same image both times. But we've changed the stylization to 0 in this one or 1,000 in this one. That's the only difference between these two, and you can see what a difference it makes. Where these are much more kind of simple images, maybe even primitive, you could say, for this one. This one, it's very over the top, it's very ornate, lots of flowers, even though there's nothing about flowers in this prompt. This looks almost like paper quilling style. And yeah, so we just changed one thing with this parameter, and we got a very different result. So these are the basic parameters. You've already seen some of them. --S, and you can have a value from 0 to 1,000. That's the stylization. That's how much Midjourney house style is added to your image. The default is 100. So if you don't set the stylization, this is the default. And then there's chaos, which is --C. You can have a value from 0 to 100. And Midjourney generates 4 images per prompt. Chaos controls how different these images look from each other. The default is 0. And then aspect ratio, we just talked about width, height, what aspect ratio your images will have. So for example, a widescreen image like a widescreen movie is 16:9. A TikTok video is 9:16. The ones we just saw were 4:3, which is the aspect ratio, for example, for some old movies. Some old movies have a 1-to-1 aspect ratio, but regardless, that's what it is. And the default value for this, if you don't set an aspect ratio, is 1:1. Now, one thing I should say about aspect ratios, if you use a non-square aspect ratio, that is going to consume more fast hours than if you just keep it a square. So that's something to keep in mind. All right, and then seed is dash dash seed, and then that's any value from 0 to, I think this is 4,294,967,295. That's the maximum seed you can have. And this chooses the random pattern of noise that the image starts out with. If you have the same seed in the same prompt, you'll get an extremely similar image. Sometimes it's exactly the same, sometimes it's virtually identical, but there's maybe a little bit here and there that's different, but that's generally the way to go. There is no default seed. You are given a random seed for any image you generate. So I would recommend setting a seed if you're doing things like making character sketches, because the way that you find the seed of any of your images is you either go on the midjourney.com website and you copy it, or you DM yourself the job and then copy the seed from the DM. And it's a little bit of a pain in the butt. So if you're doing something like generating character images, I would highly recommend you specify the seed. There's also the image weight parameter, which is --IW. And you can use this to give image prompts more or less influence on the composition and style. So if you've got an image prompt and a text prompt, you can give the image more weight by using this prompt. So the values vary from 0 to 2, with 2 giving the image the most weight and 0 giving it none. The default value is 1, where it essentially has about the same weight as the text prompt. You can see right here, we've got this image is an image of the Mona Lisa, and the text prompt is pop art. And we have the image weight of 2. So this has maybe a slightly pop art feel. The colors are a little bit bleached out, but it doesn't look very pop art like. And if we changed it to image weight 0, we might not see the Mona Lisa at all. It might just be a generic pop art image. Let's see. And then there's the no parameter, which is --no. The --no parameter reduces the likelihood of something showing up in your image. So for example, if you create an image of a floral garden, --no pink flowers, this reduces but does not eliminate the chance of seeing pink flowers in your composition. So you might still see them, but you're probably not going to see as many. And this is equivalent to a prompt weight of -0.5. If you don't know what prompt weights are, don't worry about it. We are going to cover it. It's fine. But essentially, the no parameter is a quick and dirty way. Well, it's not dirty. It's a quick way of getting rid of things that you don't want. So if you want a Technicolor picture, but you don't want any hot pink, you could just say --no hot pink. And I would recommend putting commas between different things that you don't want. So if you say you don't want like hot pink and you don't want flowers, you could say no --no hot pink, comma flowers. Because if you don't have that comma, it's going to think, okay, right, no hot pink flowers, but other flowers are fine. So that's basically it for this one. And now I'm going to give you some homework, which hopefully you've signed up for Midjourney at this point. Hopefully you've added the bot to your server, and hopefully you've got either the standard or pro plan. If you have to use the basic, that's fine. Whatever works for you, but I would recommend the standard, but it's totally up to you. And then I want you to run one imagine command with at least one parameter, and if you want me to pick for you, please use this command, which is Hawaiian waterfall vector stylization 1000 no people and AR 4:3. So that will create an image that looks very much like this image. For all you know, you might get the exact same seed as me and you'll get the exact same images, but probably not. All right, that's it for this video, and I'll see you in the next one.